Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be on what's going on in Canada. Okay, this is where I reside, which is a neighbor to Babylon, and in an ally to Babylon, part of NATO, and also ruled by the biblical Edomites, which this is one of the Edomites that you see here on the screen, Justin Trudeau, okay, which he's actually Quebecois, right? He's a French Canadian origin, but he's an Edomite, okay, and he's running this country, and he's following after Babylon the Great, going down a very, very wicked path. Okay, and ultimately all these beast countries, okay, all the countries that are connected to the beast, which is NATO and EU, they're all going to go down the same path, and they're going to be forcing these other countries, these poorer countries, to go down the same path with them. So as this reads, okay, this is an article from Insta. Okay, it says as of July 1st, 2023, the Trudeau government will be funding the medical sex changes of transformers federal employees up to 75,000. Now, with all the things going on in the earth right now, how is this an issue? How is funding this madness, this confusion, an issue? That's like me saying, you have all this turmoil going on, all this poverty, all this homelessness going on, right? And I'm gonna go fund people who want to be squirrels, who believe they're squirrels, and that try to climb up into trees and chase squirrels around because they believe they're squirrels. So I'm gonna put all kind of money into funding these people. This is how this government is being run. It's being run by a bunch of children. That's why the scriptures say, hold on. This is Isaiah 3 and verse 12. It says, as for my people, who are the people of the Lord, the Israelites, children are their oppressors. These Edomites are likened unto children, man. They're not supposed to be in the position of rulership. And women rule over them. And he set up these women in a high position. That's why the scriptures say a new thing in the earth shall come. A woman shall compass a man, which is all out of order. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Yeah, and they're completely destroying the way of our paths, the right way. And they're sending down the Israelites in a way that is wicked. Oh, matter of fact, let's read this in the NLT. Look at this side. It says, childish leaders oppress my people. These people are childish. The things that they're doing, the policies they're passing, the way they're behaving is completely childish. And women rule over them. Oh, my people, your leaders mislead you. They send you down the wrong road. And that's why you see a bunch of jakes, and they're effeminate. You know what I'm saying? They're wicked. And ultimately, they're following after the ways of the devil. And that's why the scriptures also say that they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, Because ultimately, our people, what they do is they see how Esau operates. They see he has the power, and they end up envying Esau, Edom, not knowing that this man is getting ready to be taken down. Let's get Psalms, the 17th chapter, since I said that. Okay, let's get Psalm 17. Oh, so like not Psalm 17. I think I'm thinking about Psalm 73. This is Psalm 73 and verse 2. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 1. It says, truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that's what Jake is seeing. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're seeing the prosperity of these Edomites and these devils through wickedness, through wicked means, and you envy that. So you try to emulate that. Okay, you go down the wrong path. Okay, it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, right? Because they could do the same crime as a Jake and get much lesser sentence. Well, look at Epstein, look at Weinstein. All these devils, notice they got Steen in the back of their names. All these devils, they did all these horrendous things, but then Jake is the one that gets the documentary. R. Kelly, Survive in Neverland. The man's dead, and you pulling up documentaries to expose this man. He's already dead. But then you didn't even hear about the Epstein case and that he got all kind of jail time. Okay, supposedly we don't know what he's finna serve out of that. But this is how it goes, and he done did the most. He done ravished women left and right. This he's a beast. You could just tell by the audio, man. This guy didn't care. Okay, he'd hit them women upside their head and do what he wanted to do, man. This guy listen, man. That's a Khazarian, man. Okay. Ancient Khazarians. Go look their history up. Okay? Which really go back to Amalek. Anyways, it says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, because they've never been judged for the wickedness that they've done. They're very prideful. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. That's why they don't want to give you Jakes no reparations or anything like that, because they speak wickedly and loftily. It says they set, but then the hypocrisy is that when them Amalekites, them Steens, what happened to them, they get reparations every year, billions and billions of dollars out of your tax money. But you devils don't have nothing to say about that, man. Okay? And they didn't go through not even one iota of what we went through as Israelites. Are you kidding me? But that's the hypocrisy of these people. It says they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Right, and what they're doing with, like what I just showed you with that image, this is setting your mouth against, this is speaking against the Most High. You're basically saying the Most High made a mistake. He put that person in a body which is not really the body that they were supposed to go into. It was like the angel made the angel made a mistake. Oh shoot! Oh no, that was actually a woman. Oh my goodness! Right? You devils are guilty, man. It says, therefore, people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? This is what these Edomites say. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches, right? Verily, well, what happened with the whole C-19 thing? They put that wickedness out there. And then what did they do? Those lies, those deceptions. And then what happened? They got richer. Okay? While the average people, even of their own people, got poorer. They don't care about even their own people. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. So anyway, so that's the point, man. At the end of the day, these Edomites are opposing the Most High. And this is why Jake sees them prospering while they're opposing the Most High, and they think that that's going to be all. No, he said, listen, when he went to the sanctuary of the Most High, he understood their end. See, we understand the end of Esau, Edom. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 2. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Okay? Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped. See, he's opposing himself against the Most High. Okay, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is the Most High. And this is what this micro C-hip is all about. Him trying to implant the people with this device is for the reason of him being like the Most High, so he can hear everything, so he can know everything, so he can control everything, and ultimately it's a stamp or a digital ool to be as an allegiance to him. So it's like the people are owned by him. Okay, you're not owned by the Most High, you're owned by the elites of Esau, Edom. That's what they're trying to say. Okay, so let me read that again. It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is the Most High." So that's it. So this is what this is all about. Okay, this is what this is all about. Matter of fact, let's get Isaiah the 14th chapter. This is Isaiah 14. I'll start at verse 11, man. Okay, because these Edomites, the pomp, their pride is about to be taken out. Okay, they're about to be brought very, very low. Okay, it says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Okay, so how did they weaken the nations? They destroyed them economically. They set up economic hitmen. They threatened them, to accept their loans, and then they gave them, interest that they couldn't pay back, so that they in turn now own those countries. That's how these devils operate. That's how they work. Or they just go in there by force and take it. Take the natural resources, suck it dry. That's what they've been doing in Africa for the longest time. Okay, and recently, maybe a couple years ago, one of the, I think it was the Italian president, cursed out the French president for what they're doing in Africa. But all of them had a part in that. You see, all these Edomites had a part in that. You see, so at the end of the day, man, okay, their pomp is going to be brought down, okay, for what they've done. It says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars." Did they not go into outer space? Okay, "I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." Who are the stars of the Most High? We are the stars of the Most High, the Israelites. Okay, "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Okay, North America. "I will ascend above," which Canada is also in North America. Okay, and that, like I said, that's the neighbor of Babylon, and they're very close allies. "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." And this is what they're trying to be. Okay, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Okay, which means they're going to be brought to a lower state. That's all it means. Doesn't mean they're going to burn forever in a place with fire. No, that doesn't exist. That's a fable. Okay, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man?" Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was a spiritual demon, Satan. No, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" And there's not one man in the background, like the Wizard of Oz, shaking all these kingdoms. No, it's a conglomerate of Edomites. Okay, it's a nation doing these things that made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. And we see that coming to its perfection now. Look at what he's doing with the spills. Everything's spilling. It's just spilling all over the place. Okay? And what? And he's destroying the earth in the process. Okay? He's gonna have to end up pushing these people further and further, into a smaller concentration of an area, and that's what he wants. That's a war tactic. Okay, but while in the process, he's destroying the earth and making it a wilderness, man, making it uninhabitable. "That open not the house of his prisoners." Right? Well, look at America. It's a ridiculous prison industrial complex. And then you ask an Edomite, "Oh, what's that about? What's that? Is that not racist?" "Oh, how? No, that's just normal because crime is being done." Well, before the 70s, it wasn't like this. How come with integration all of these things happened? And why is it so crazy here compared to these other places? There's something systematically going on. There's something wrong with Babylon the Great. Okay? And you Edomites, man. All right? So let's get Let's get, because like I said, right, they're trying to be like the Most High. They're trying to exalt themselves as the Most High. And I mentioned the what did I mention? I mentioned the Ul, right? The Ul, yeah, that's what I mentioned. The Ul, right? The Ul. Okay, so when you deal with the Ul, I'm gonna get that right now. We'll find where that's at. That's in the law. Okay, the Ul. Okay, let's get. Okay, so that's Exodus 21 and 6. Okay, Exodus 21. Verse 6, and it says, matter of fact, I'll start at verse 2. It says, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Okay, so that's it. So at the end of the day, if we were to have one of our own in slavery, one of our own people, right? If we bought one of our own people as a slave, because let's say they fell on hard times, right? It was an Israelite and they were a slave. Basically, they would work for you, be an employee without pay. But then at the end, right, you're supposed to leave them with substance. Okay, you're supposed to take care of them, feed them, and all that. But then you're supposed to leave them with a certain amount of substance. So, but it was after 7 years that was only allowed to be done for 6 years, and on the 7th he let him go. Okay, that's part of the law. So there's nothing wrong with slavery, but there's a way to do it. The way Esau did it was completely wicked, and furthermore, he had no right putting us in slavery because we're over him. We're better than him. We're superior to him. Okay, so it says, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and children and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. You see, so that was like a thing where if the slave master gave him a wife in his captivity, right, the children and the wife still belong to the slave master. You see what I'm saying? So he would have to make a decision at that point. He said, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the door post, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. Okay, so you have to pierce his ears. So it's like an earring, and he shall serve him forever. So this is what Esau is trying to declare, but this is like a digital awl that's going to be put in your right hand, okay, or your forehead. Okay, so let's get Revelations, the 13th chapter. And actually, before I read this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another video. Okay, I'm going to play another video, okay, dealing with what Trudeau just recently did. Okay, forcing these provinces to basically get that, or they're going to be refused funding to get the digital ID system, or they're going to be refused funding. So let's go. Come on, man. What's going on?
Justin Trudeau putting it in a budget constraint. If the provinces want to get money back from the federal government that they paid in taxes in order to fund health care, Justin Trudeau is putting that one on the table. Here's his statement here.
We're announcing that the federal government will be providing $198 billion in additional federal health funding over the next decade. This includes planned increases to the Canada Health Transfer and new funding of $48 billion over the next 10 years. Obviously, this is a major federal investment in healthcare. But we all know that money alone is not the answer. Each province and territory is facing different challenges. That's why we're focused on negotiating 13 distinct bilateral agreements that will respond to various situations across the country. This will make sure that real improvements are made and accounted for, particularly in 4 priority areas: primary care, healthcare workers, mental health, and health information and data.
Health information and data. Well, how does that manifest? That's the big question here. Well, we have here for...
And he just did a particular thing where he's funding black mental health in Canada, which is stupid, which is just dumb. What therapy is not going to help you, Jakes. Okay? And then the devil is never really looking to help you to begin with. Okay?
Digital identification pilot project to launch in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's funny how they have these new projects and they try to pick on small communities first to see how they'll respond to it.
Yeah, like
Digital
Ohio.
ID pilot project to launch in Newfoundland and Labrador. The digital government minister, Newfoundland and Labrador, Sarah Studley, has come forward to declare the mandatory vaccine passport a success. Wow. I mean, many people will disagree with that, stating that her province will be building on that success to roll out a digital ID pilot project in 2023 with the support of federal government. Although many have warned that digital IDs pose an extreme risk to personal privacy, Studley contradicts them, describing it as a huge opportunity to protect the privacy of Canadians. Okay. She adds that digital ID will help reduce fraud, noting that her province will be the leaders in this space in Canada. This is not an isolated concern for Canadians. In addition to Newfoundland and federal governments pushing IDs in Canada, Ontario, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, and New Brunswick have all taken steps in the same direction and are all listed as on the Digital ID and Authentication Council of Canada as members. Saskatchewan has since temporarily paused the program thanks to the voices of outrage from their citizens. Thankfully, as many of the public, the other provincial politicians are questioning who is really behind these initiatives.
So that's it. So ultimately, man, the people are not with it, and the people are going to end up coming for these politicians' heads, That's just prophecy, you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to do, that's Second Ezra, Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, man. Let me read it from here, man. Let me read it directly, man. Okay. Second Ezra 15. In verse I'll start at verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands," representing weapons. Okay? "For there shall be sedition among men," which means to speak against the government, "and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? So they're not going to regard the mayors or the prime ministers and things like that. And these guys are the fall guys. The elites don't care about these people either. They're just using them. So when all hell breaks loose, don't think that your local mayor has a has a bunker, man. Okay? So these guys are going to be targets for these people. Okay? Because they're just doing the bidding of the beast. And the beast is trying to set up the MOTB, the mark, and that's why he's going with that. They're just trying to ease it in with this digital ID, and everyone sees it, man. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people see it. There's a lot of zombies out there, though. This is Revelation 13, and start at 11. I'll start at 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." So he's coming as a lamb, meaning he's coming humble, like he's coming to help you. But the policies that they're pushing forth is as a dragon. And those two horns represent the duality of this system, the two parties. You know, you'll have the liberal slash Democrats, and then you'll have the conservative slash Republican slash Labor Party, okay, which is the duality of this thing, but it's on the same beast, okay. It says so they're all working together. You know, they all have their role to play in this wicked system. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, so they're gonna bow down to the first beast. They're gonna kiss the hand of the first beast, which represents reverence, allegiance. Okay, yeah, they're gonna do, you know, loyalty. They're going to bow down to this system. And that first beast is what? Is Rome. This is nothing but the Roman Empire revised. And one thing about the Roman Empire was it was highly oppressive. You know, they had taxes for everything. They were just trying to find new ways to tax you. And this is exactly what they're doing. They're finding new ways to tax you and to take money out of your check. Which in this time, it's not going to be a check. It's going to be out of your C-hip, out of your mark. Okay, this is what they're trying to do. Okay, this is how the devil is. See, the devil is insatiable. It tells you that in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, that these Edomites, their heart is not right. And it's not because they're Edomites. Yeah, it is because they're Edomites. Okay, it's because the Edomites were created to be the wicked. Guess what? If Jake was in power, Jake is wicked too. Jake would be wicked as hell. But Jake has a stopping point. There's a point where Jake say, "Okay, that's enough. I'm good. I'm just chilling." Esau doesn't have that part in his brain. He'll just keep going until the end. He'll suck everything dry till he destroys the earth. It says, and he goeth, Slakia. It says, and he exerciseth the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Okay, which we know that's, you know, his atomic bomb and so on and so forth. Okay, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, his technology. And he's going to have people, he could walk again, he could write again, he can see again because of this C-hip that's in his brain. Look what we can do. He can move his fingers. Before he was completely paralyzed. Now he's jumping around, he's jogging. Yeah, he's gonna make it look great. Okay, and the Lord is going to give him the power to deceive these people. It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that we know that's the charagma. Okay, that's something that's inserted. That's something that's going to be inserted through the root word, which is the karax, which it looks just like the device that they're putting that C-hip in you with. Okay, so listen, we go into this all the time, man. As if you can't see it, the Lord just blinded you, man. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you have to stay away from that mark. Okay, stay away from the mark, which comes with the name and comes with the with his number. It all comes together. It's a package deal. Okay, stay away from that mark. Okay, because the next thing is judgment. Okay, the next thing is judgment. This is Revelations 14:9. If you take that, there's no hope for you. There's no repentance for you. This is Revelations 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Now, the fire and brimstone, that's speaking about these nuclear missiles. That's parabolic for the nuclear missiles. Because ultimately, when they looked at the place where Sodom and Gomorrah was at, right, when these different archaeologists looked at that place, it was full of sulfur. And they said that this was hotter than an atomic bomb. This was like a nuclear bomb. So it's the same thing that the Lord is going to do using the nuclear missiles. Okay, but he's going to use man, the wicked, okay, these Edomite Russians to destroy these Edomite Americans. Okay, and then any of these people that are in there that are worshiping the beast. Okay, it says, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. That just means for a very long time that smoke is going to be going up. Okay, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay, which all comes together. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Like I said, Canada is very wicked, and it's part of the beast, man. And you people in Canada, beware that MOTB is coming. And with that, I'll say shalom.